Well, hey team, it's a different one tonight. Stickers and I on a bit of a rescue mission. We heard from a friend today that her car's been having issues. She's had it at 2 mechanics and they've basically financially written it off. It's not worth putting the money into it that they've said. Having said that, they have sort of narrowed it down to cooling issues and power steering issues, which aren't particularly that scary on the surface. So it turned out she had to roll it out of the mechanics, drive it around the corner and park it, couldn't get it home. And it's not too far off our drive home from work. So we're here tonight in the dark having a bit of a reconnaissance mission. We'll check it out, see if we think we can maybe bring some stuff tomorrow and get it rolling again. We'll get it home and see if we can have a better look. But for now, we're just checking it out. So, all right. So this is Alan, PT Cruiser. I've never dealt with any of these before. As I said, we've been told cooling system leaks, can't diagnose any further because the system leaks, they can't pressure test it, and power steering fluid leaks. So let's take a look, see what we can see. Hi Alan, how are you? Nice to meet you. Alan doesn't look too bad. Let's see what's going on under the hood. Okay, so we'll do our basic checks. Obviously, I want to check we've got oil. What is that? Oh, that's trans fluid. That's why that's red. That's okay. That scared me a moment there. Trans fluid. That looks good. There's the engine oil. That looks pretty good there. Let's have a look under here. That looks nice. No signs of dramatic failure yet. Now what we were told is low on coolant and coolant leaks. So yep, low on coolant, that's for sure. So we're going to need some water to get us home. Power steering fluid. We're told this makes terrible noise too, so I'm guessing we don't have much in here either. Still there. It's low for sure for cold, but there's still a little tiny bit on the end. Nothing here that says we can't start it though. I've been told it makes a bit of a noise though, so let's see what happens when we start it. That's not too bad. That's much better than I thought. Just heard little beginnings of some power steering noise. Dry on the end, so it's definitely low on power steering fluid. Let's see what it says when we try and turn the wheel. Not terrible. So if we top that up, that should get us home, no problems. Running good. Check it goes into gear. Yep, moves forward. So that's a good sign. So, other than the coolant level, I don't think there's any reason why we couldn't drive this home. So what we'll do, we'll come back with some power steering fluid just to top that up so we don't risk doing any damage. We'll top this bad boy right up and the overflow. I reckon we'll be able to get this home no problem. Alright, let's lock it up. There we go, since it's not ours, we'll make sure it's all locked up properly, which it is. Alright Alan, we shall see you later on, whether it's later tonight or tomorrow sometime. We'll bring you some extra fluids and fingers crossed we'll get you home. Okay, somewhere in here, hopefully we will find some power steering fluid, and this is all going to be tidied up and become a functional workshop soon. But for now, we're just going to have to raid the shelf. What have we got? We've got regular oil, coolant, lead substitute, automatic transmission fluid, tire shine, more oil. Power steering fluid. not that much there, but I think that should be enough, so we'll take that. We're going to find some empty containers for water. There's one there. I've got some inside too. That will hopefully be all we need to get the car home. So please don't tell anybody about how embarrassing my garage is. It is not good. It's the next day. We got water bottles and power steering fluid safely buckled in, and we'll go say hi to Alan after work. And just like that, the work day's over. We are back with Alan. I've just dropped off some water and the power steering fluid next to him because I couldn't park right there. We'll take a walk over and give him a drink. So here we are. As I said before, this isn't our car, so we want to be careful getting him home. We're not just gonna kind of gun it and go. We'll take it gingerly. So we're going to put that power steering fluid in, top that right up. I think it'll hold that quite well, and then we'll put the coolant or water in and just check that he's not spewing his guts out, and we'll start it up, turn it over, let him run for a little while and make sure of the same, and then we'll decide whether we want to drive with the cap on or off, depending on whether we think there's a big leak or a little leak. That will decide that. So let's get these fluids in. If I'd been smart, I would have brought a funnel, but I'm not that smart. So that is completely topped up, but I suspect when it starts it'll suck a bit of that down, so put the cap back on the power steering. Alright, now let's get some water in. Let's see how thirsty Alan is. That's 1.25 litres. Let's see if we're dumping out the bottom yet. Nothing flooding out yet. Let's keep going. Alright, there's another 1.5, so that's 2 3/4 litres. I can hear it flowing out. Where is it flowing out of? Ah, there it is. We've blown a heater hose. That's not the end of the world. Looks like the mount has come off, broken off at the firewall. Let's see if you can see better than me. What can you see in there? That's broken. So, given that's the case, get us home, we might need to bypass the heater core. Wonder if we can do that here on spec. Don't have screwdrivers with me though. Thinking. Alright, so I've had a bit of a closer look, and it's actually the heater hose itself is broken. The heater core or the firewall mount is okay. I believe we're good there. So we just need to get a new heater hose really, but to get it home we're going to have to bypass the heater core. Good news is it's an easy diagnosis, at least primarily. There could be other problems as we get further into this, but as far as stopping the leak and getting it home, I'm hopeful that that's all we'll need to do, is bypass that heater core. But all we're going to do is cut the end off the hose right there, and then undo this top one here, and then loop the bottom one across back onto the top so that the coolant can't leak out, and then we should have no problem driving it home. But I don't have those tools with me, I don't think. I'll go check, because I didn't bring any tools. But that's not a big deal. We can do that. We can definitely do that. So unfortunately I didn't have a knife, but I did have some giant vice grips which I think I can make work. So let's see. I'm not going to be able to do it all right now, but fingers crossed, I might be able to at least get this top hose off. Let's see if we can get this off. Off if we can. Come on. Back over the hump. There we go. That's a good sign. Release that now. Should be able to reach in from behind. Let's see if we can get this hose off. I might need to get a screwdriver or something as well for this, just because it's stuck and I don't have anything. Just don't want to put too much pressure on this because I don't want to break the bit that goes into the block. Alright, that's pretty seized on there, but I think come back with a knife to cut the end off this hose here so we can loop it back, and a blade screwdriver to coax that off just there. Then we should be okay. We can use the same hose clamp on the cut end of the other hose. Just give this one more try. No, it doesn't want to come right now and I don't want to force it. Not my car, as I said. Let's do it right. We'll come back with a blade and a screwdriver, and that should be enough to get us home. And we're back again, same night. Got the moon watching over us. Pretty late, but I couldn't help myself given how promising it looked. I had to come back. So here's Alan. So let's have a crack. Got our grabby thing, and now I also have a couple of screwy things and a pointy bit. Hopefully between these, that's all we should need to get this guy going again. So the first thing I want to do, try and use these screwdrivers to pry this hose loose a bit so that we can actually get it off. It's pretty gummed up by the look of it, but we don't want to put too much pressure on that non-rubber bit because that's attached to the block. We don't want to break that off, that is for sure. Just a bit of cruddy in there, but slow and steady. We should be able to make this work. Just want to break the seal without putting too much pressure on the pipe. Oh, there it goes, just twisted. There we go. Tuck that out of the way. Don't need that one anymore. We also need to grab that hose clamp off there, so let's do that. Okay. There we go, we've got a hose clamp. Let's put our hose out of the way somewhere safe. There we go. So now, all we're going to do is cut the end off the hose right there. So we've cut the end off now. We should be able to, yep, it'll reach, so we're just going to put the clamp on the end. Make sure we put it in the right position so we can grab it later. Not enough hands. You can just see what I'm doing down there. There we go. Okay, that should be ready to go on. So we don't need any flow through this hose, so we're just going to kink it and shove it on. This is just about getting home. Okay, there we go. Just right at the tippy end. And there we go. We should hopefully now have a sealed cooling system. So you can see it just has folded over back on itself. So this is the coolant pipes for the heater, and we've just bypassed the heater core now. So instead of going out to the heater core and back in, it just loops around, and we've actually got it kinked off, which is not ideal long term because that will fatigue very quickly. But as I say, quick fix to get us home, that should be fine. So I'm hopeful now we should be able to fill it up with coolant. It won't pour all over the ground, and that'll at least get us somewhere safe and out of the way. So that's how you bypass a heater core. Let's see what happens. Well, there we go, gang. You can't see it very well, but now you can when I do it. Alan has had a big drink and he hasn't spilt it all over himself. So that's a good start. We're going to start him up, let him pump that through a little bit, get the air out, top him up again, fill up the overflow, and I think we'll drive him home. I think we might just make a run for it. We'll stop at a gas station about halfway between here and home and after the first big hill and see how he's doing. We made it halfway. Gonna leave him on. Let's go see what's going on. Hopefully get some pressure in the cooling system. A little bit of pressure up top. Not dumping everything underneath, nice and dry. Just quickly check emergency repairs. No sign of leaks. Doing what it should do. Happy with that. Let's go home. Well, good news everybody. Alan made it home, no problems. We gave him his Band-Aid. He put his big boy pants on, sucked it up, and powered home. So that's really good news. There he is, tucked up with Raven for the night. It was fun getting to know him on the way home. He's a quirky little dude. Well, that's how you do it, team. Stickers and I went out on a rescue mission, and here's Alan home safe and sound. So if you blow a heater hose out in the road with some basic tools, you can save yourself. Just want to bypass that heater core as we did, fold one of the heater hoses back on the other one. That'll seal up your cooling system enough to get you out of trouble. Hopefully we might be able to get away with just fixing those heater hoses and refilling him, and he'll be back to his former glory. But we'll save the fixing for the next video. This video was just about a rescue mission, and Stickers and I have pulled it off. Alan's home, he's happy, he's safe, job done. Well, that's it for this one, gang. We're going to say goodnight to Alan now he's home safe and sound. Let him have some rest, and then in a day or 2 or 5, we'll try and do some fixing for him. But for now, that's a win, and good night.